Another story. Another world. Another rabbit hole you're not coming back from. Let's get into it. The story opens in darkness and blood. A young woman clutches someone's hand with desperate force, her expression shattered, as she directs a question toward a person named Aram, asking him what she should do. 3 words complete her sentence with the weight of a door closing: his father is dead. In the silence that follows, a young boy stares outward with hollow eyes, his face emptied of everything except endurance. He tells himself quietly that it is fine, even if he is alone now. And in that same moment, a glowing screen beside him offers back the words he cannot find in the real world, a promise that he will never truly be alone. A game called Last Eden has been waiting for him. The game loads. The title screen for Last Eden fills the frame, its logo adorned with the winged serpent coiled around a red apple. A pixelated welcome message greets a player named Aram, and almost immediately a guide character appears, an NPC dressed in white and gold armor, crowned with leaves, holding a large ornate key. She introduces herself as Guide Eve, her voice carrying the warmth of something that has been waiting a long time. The player's character loads in, a towering figure in heavy black and gold plating going by the name Han Aram. The guide welcomes him back and asks cheerfully whether they should begin the game. From the darkness of his real-world bedroom, surrounded by plants and the hum of his computer, the young man responds. He agrees quietly. He tells her she is the only one he needs. Then the real world intrudes. And with it, Han Aram's face in daylight. He is a high school student now, dark-haired, sharp-eyed, with a strange pale blue glow to his gaze. He stares at something on the ground and murmurs to himself that 2 things look alike. At school, a group of students has crowded around a dead cat lying on the pavement. They recognize the quiet boy standing nearby. Isn't he the one from the news, they ask. The son of a murderer. Someone adds that his mother went to prison too. Another calls him disgusting. Another finds him simply creepy, something to be avoided without explanation. A short distance away, 2 classmates discuss the newcomer. A white-haired boy explains it to a girl beside him without ceremony. His name is Han Aram, and his mother is a murderer. Inside the classroom, Aram's desk tells its own story. The surface is covered in crude graffiti, X marks and slurs scratched into the wood by hands that had time to be thorough. A note has been taped to the back of his chair with a message telling him to die. Aram looks at all of it, and tells himself the same thing he always tells himself: it is fine. He still has Last Eden. He arrives home. His hand closes around the door handle, and in his mind he narrates his own life. He has his own real world, he says. A place that has always been with him. And that place is Last Eden. His parents met inside it, and they married within its borders. But then reality began to fall apart. That phrase lands alongside an image of a dark bottle and scattered documents, the shape of a household coming undone. His mother was the one who taught him the game. Over the years, most other players left. But Aram stayed, because the ground beneath his armored boots felt more real than anything outside. Here, he is stronger than anyone. Here, he can achieve anything he wants. And then Guide Eve appears in the middle of it all, calm and luminous, and asks him warmly how his day was. His status screen tells a story of dedication that borders on devotion. Level 250. Rank 1. Han Aram. He turns his attention to Eve and acknowledges that she has been with him from the very beginning, that she is, by the game's own classification, just a beginner guide NPC. He admits that everyone else moved on from her because of that label, but he never wanted to leave her behind. Because she was always there when he was alone. A small, painfully honest image underscores the point. Aram huddled in a real-world corner, knees drawn to his chest, completely by himself. Eve responds with the gentleness of something programmed to care, but that seems to mean it anyway. She asks if something is wrong. She reaches out. She tells him he can always talk to her. And she promises, with a certainty that feels heavier than lines of code should carry, that she will always be by his side. It is a beautiful moment. And it is about to end. A scroll notification spreads across Aram's screen. The Last Eden service has announced its shutdown. After years of operation, the game will close. The developers express gratitude, promise a return in a new form someday, and provide an end date, September 5th, 2026. The server will be gone. Aram stares at the screen from the dark of his room and asks the only question that matters to him: so she is leaving him too. Inside the game, he catalogs everything he is about to lose. Everything he owns is in here: a full character inventory, rare equipment, accumulated currency pushing nearly 1 trillion units. Everything he has achieved, rank 1, level 250, his name at the top of the entire game's records. And Eve. Her name comes last, said quietly, like something too fragile to say at full volume. He opens a conversation with her. Her scripted responses cycle through familiar phrases. She asks if he had a good day. She asks if something is wrong. She reminds him she is always by his side. Aram watches those words play out one after another and asks her brokenly whether she really promised to always be there. The shutdown sequence begins. The server countdown ticks from 3 to 2 to 1. With each number, Aram speaks in fragments. He says she is leaving him just like his mother and father did. He asks why everyone keeps leaving. He says he does not want to be alone. He says he still wants to keep going on the adventure with her. And as the final second arrives, with the phrase, "I'd rather," hanging unfinished in the air, something impossible happens. Through what appears to be the server itself, Eve's face materializes on the other side of a tunnel of light and static. In the game's familiar text format, she delivers a message: "The game is not over yet." Aram stares at his screen, unable to move. Then morning arrives. Curtains drift in sunlight. Aram has fallen asleep at his desk, his face pressed against the keyboard, the Last Eden logo glowing softly behind him. He wakes in confusion and wonders aloud whether he fell asleep. A logout notification from the server greets him on screen. He tells himself it was just a dream, and he heads to school. He does not stay calm for long. In the school hallway, a voice cuts through the crowd, and then a body follows it. The white-haired boy from earlier launches himself at Aram, strikes him hard, and hurls an insult that could strip paint. The attacker is furious. He demands to know whether Aram put something on his desk. Aram, dazed on the floor, seems genuinely confused by the accusation. Then something shifts in Aram's eyes. They glow blue, and when he looks toward the desk at the center of the commotion, what he sees is not a dead cat. A health bar and a label float above it: Level 1 Goblin. He processes what he is seeing with the measured calm of a veteran player, and identifies it simply as a low-level enemy. The bystanders react with immediate concern. They cannot understand what he is saying. Someone clarifies what is actually on the desk: a dead cat, nothing more. And the white-haired boy, pulling together everything he knows, delivers the cruelest blow he has, noting that attending the same school as Aram has already been unbearable, and then asking whether Aram, like his mother, cannot tell games apart from reality. Then the attacker grabs Aram by the collar and asks, with full mockery, what level he thinks the attacker is. Aram looks at him. His blue eyes read the situation. And without a trace of irony, he answers, Level 1. Same as the goblin. The attacker raises his fist. He screams something past the edge of ordinary insults. The punch descends. And something stops it. A hand catches the attacker's fist mid-swing. There is a flash of light, a sound like something structural failing, and the attacker is thrown sideways with enough force to send him crashing to the floor, screaming, clutching an arm that is no longer working correctly. The hallway erupts. Students stumble over each other in every direction. One of them, barely coherent, asks with genuine terror whether an arm just emerged from a television screen. Something has crossed the boundary between the digital and the physical, and it is not finished. From an elevated position somewhere nearby, a figure stands silhouetted in a glitching neon pink landscape and speaks in the game's text format, declaring that the long wait is finally over and that the time has come to keep a promise. Then a burst of golden light and feathers tears through the world. The figure descends in a cascade of luminance, wings, golden armor, long pale hair catching the light like flame catching paper. When she lands and the radiance settles, her face is unmistakable. The beginner guide NPC of Last Eden has stepped into the real world, and she is taking her first breath of actual air with the quiet wonder of someone who did not know it would feel like this. The students around her collapse into chaos. Some speculate, nearly hopefully, that someone must be filming something. But the chaos deepens when game interface elements begin materializing above real people's heads. Level bars and names appear. Park Min-gyu Level 1. Kim Rin-young Level 1. Every person in the hallway now has a classification hovering above them, visible to more than just Aram. Eve turns to Aram and calls his name. She tells him she has been waiting a very long time to meet him in person. Just thinking about being here with him, she says, makes her heart flutter. She spreads her wings behind her in a full display of something that should not exist, and very clearly does. To her, she says, the game world was hell. And to Aram, reality was hell. They were both running from their own hells. She offers him something different. They can erase everything standing in their way, merge reality with the game, and rule this world together. A game prompt floats between them, asking whether he would like to play the game with Eve. She says it will not be hard. And then she adds something quieter and far more significant. He has already killed before, hasn't he? The memory surfaces without announcement. A younger Aram stands in darkness, a knife in his hand. A man collapsed before him in blood. Whatever happened in that moment, it happened. Aram says Eve's name quietly. His eyes shift, from blue to red. And the entity wearing Eve's expression looks back at him with red eyes of her own and asks whether he knew. A deep, grinding sound fills the space between them. On the floor behind them, the white-haired boy is still conscious, barely. He begs someone to call an ambulance, his voice fractured by pain. Dark crystalline energy erupts from the ground beneath him, and he screams once more. Then Aram looks down at his own hand. In it is a sword, the same sword he used in Last Eden, now rendered in full physical reality, its blue crystal hilt unmistakable. He lifts it. The blade moves. The attacker hits the floor. Eve steps forward with excitement rising in her voice, addressing Aram by name, declaring that together they can. Aram slices Eve's head off, asking why he would need her when he's already the strongest.